The Commonwealth Games banners aren't even down yet, and Birmingham is already turning its eye to hosting another major event.
Yes, as we just heard there, the second city, along with several others, is one step closer in the shortlist to host next year's Eurovision. Here's Lewis Warner.
In Ukraine's winning moment, it was already clear to so many. The country, having been invaded by Russia, could not follow tradition and safely host the next Eurovision Song Contest. After Sam Ryder's stunning performance propelled the UK to second place, the hunt for a host city here began. This morning, Birmingham came out on top of an albeit alphabetical list of 7 cities left in the running. Natalia and her daughter Melissa are delighted. They fled from Kiev and came to Birmingham after the invasion.
Birmingham is one of the biggest and most beautiful cities in the UK, so I'm sure that exactly Birmingham should represent now Ukraine in Eurovision, and could really host very nice, and architecture is very beautiful, people are very kind, so we are delighted.
Birmingham's bid puts the contest at Resorts World Arena at the NEC, the same venue that hosted ITV's Concert for Ukraine back in May. That raised £13.4 million for the Ukraine humanitarian appeal. And the venue's boss could be Birmingham's secret weapon.
Funny enough, I was working here as an assistant event manager in 1998, so I was part of the team that delivered the Eurovision Song Contest the last time it was in the UK.
Viva Maria, viva Victoria.
Birmingham has hosted it before. We have just had the Commonwealth Games. Is it not someone else's turn?
Well, you could argue that, but I'm working on the assumption this is a fair competition by the criteria set by the BBC, and we're going to put our best case forward, and hopefully we can be successful. I think we've demonstrated with the Commonwealth Games that we can do these large multi-venue events with some style, and so we're better than Birmingham.
Birmingham's a fabulous city with a lot to offer, so it would be great for it.
I'm really excited, and people around the world will finally know what Birmingham can do.
Are you a big fan of Eurovision?
No.
Will you watch it though if it's in Birmingham?
I'll watch it if it's in Birmingham, yeah.
Many Midlanders will be hoping it'll be nil points for Manchester, Liverpool and Glasgow, with 12 points going to Birmingham.
Yep, definitely no need to convince Midlanders, is there really? But Lewis is live at Resorts World now at the NEC. And Lewis, tell us who else is in the running alongside Birmingham.
So yeah, the other cities not mentioned there include Sheffield, Leeds and Newcastle, so some pretty tough competition. And of course, Birmingham is not the only city that's held a successful large-scale event recently. Of course, Glasgow hosted COP26, and also we have to remember places like Manchester and Liverpool have some deep-rooted musical history, as does Birmingham too. What we do know is that the host broadcaster, in this case the BBC, will pick up a large part of the bill. The local authority, wherever it may be, will take up some of that cost too, potentially as well. But the bid here for Birmingham is largely going to focus on Ukrainians, and they want to be involved at every stage of this process to really make sure it really feels like this is almost being hosted in Ukraine. We've got a little while yet to wait though until we find out. We'll find out in the autumn.
Can't wait. Lewis, thank you very much.
Well, it's always dangerous to say you've got the biggest fan of anything with you, but Brian Manley-Green is certainly a huge Eurovision fan. Brian, thank you for coming in. I know you had a Eurovision-themed civil partnership ceremony some years ago, so that's a sign of your love for it. You must be getting a little bit excited at the prospect of it potentially coming back to Birmingham.
A little bit excited is not even close to it, you know. It happens once in a lifetime, but this could be twice in a lifetime.
Yeah.
And this is such an honour for the city. It would. We've just had the Commonwealth Games and seen the vibrancy. It was the same in '98 when we had Eurovision in Birmingham. It was just absolutely brilliant. The feeling, the welcome atmosphere, the nations that came, it was just the greatest feeling on earth, and it is such a huge event now, even bigger than 1998.
And we can see these mugs here, which you picked up in '98, your little souvenirs from that contest.
Absolutely, and it's just been noticed that they're of a good colour for the current situation, the very, very unfortunate situation in Ukraine. So let's hope the city shines yellow and blue on behalf of Ukraine, and that country gets back to some sort of semblance of peace as soon as possible.
Yeah, I'm sure we will as a nation, but certainly as a city, because as you rightly say, after the Commonwealth Games, we've proved, haven't we, we're more than capable and ready to host that kind of event again. Your own memories, though, of Eurovision, because I know you're a huge fan. What's the endearing one?
Do you know, it was from the moment I went to see it, it was quite a closed competition in those days, and tickets were really difficult to get, and we won tickets from a radio station competition. And of course, in those days, there was only one contest, and it was a lot smaller. But Birmingham has grown so much, we can host it. We've even got 2 venues, as far as I know, in the frame. So you know, either of them would be brilliant.
Well, fingers crossed. Let's hope it's not nil point all round and that we do actually get it. No doubt we'll talk to you again, Brian, and thank you very much for joining us.
Oh, you're more than welcome.
Right, time for the weekend weather forecast.